Ahead of next month's midterm elections, President Biden says he'll pardon thousands of Americans convicted of simple possession of marijuana under federal law. Former Dallas County prosecutor and current criminal defense attorney Messina Madson joins us to talk more about what this means. Good morning.
Good morning, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So the first question, how big of a deal is this? Specifically, how many people does this impact?
You know, it doesn't currently affect anybody incarcerated, but it does affect about 7,000 people. I would tell you that that's not groundbreaking. The more important thing is that it's symbolic. It's the nation actually pointing in a direction of how we're going to feel about marijuana in the coming future. So I would tell you that I think that it is him following through on a campaign promise, and it's more symbolic than anything else.
All right, well, so to your point, it seems like the bigger deal would be that he also said that he's asking the Department of Health and Human Services and Department of Justice to review how marijuana is scheduled under federal law. So is that kind of this step toward making recreational use legal?
Absolutely. I would tell you, I don't know if it's going to go as far as to make recreation use legal, but right now it's classified in the same category as heroin, and that doesn't seem to match the way that the United States commonly feels about it in everyday culture. So I think taking a look at that is him taking a baby step towards that, but it doesn't get the job done.
Well, and then on the flip side, the director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse said the level of THC is higher in today's marijuana, and it's also becoming this gateway drug for harder things like meth and heroin, not to mention the higher cases of mental illness being linked to pot. So is the Biden administration, by solving one problem, making other problems worse?
You know, I think there's nobody who's going to deny that the THC levels are higher these days. This is something that is commonly accepted as scientifically proven. Whether or not they're creating one problem with another, you know, that's going to come out in public discussions. Marijuana has always been viewed as a gateway drug. That's nothing new. It's just how are we going to deal with the evolution of marijuana as scientific innovations come through that make it more intense, possibly more addictive. So those will be things that I think will start to become more discussions in any legislative body.
What kind of impacts would it have on the court system, the legal system?
So, you know, I would tell you that one of the things he did is he called for state governors to do something similar. And, you know, that's where I think he's going to make a bigger impact, is which states are going to follow suit. It's legalized currently in 19 states. It's decriminalized in 31 states. If we see other governors taking this as a nod and actually pushing to legalize or decriminalize it, I think that's where we're going to see the conversation turn.
Yeah, and definitely one we'll be following. I appreciate it. Former Dallas County prosecutor Messina Madson, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.